Hello, everybody. Welcome to Watkins Glen on Watkins Glen Week. I think you'd say the 6 hours of the Glen is on iRacing and the officials tomorrow. But tonight, 45 minutes of a sprint race in the opening round of a new season in the GNR SimSports Proto-GT Sprint Series. Just 2 weeks after the conclusion of Season 2, a dramatic finale, especially in GTE Pro, bringing us to the end of a great campaign. 8 rounds over the course of the next 16 weeks waiting for us here, bringing us all the way to the end of September in this new season. And we start here at Watkins Glen tonight. Myself, Ian O'Leary, James Parfitt, going to be bringing you the commentary. And it's good to be back, James. It doesn't really feel like we've had any time off since the last season, but that's just as well, because I thoroughly enjoyed the last one. The championship finale delivered in dramatic fashion. Dave Van Dam, especially with that GTE Pro Championship on the very final day, was entertaining enough to watch. And we've just 2 weeks later got a new season as well, with a couple of changes. LMP2s and GT3s added as the GTEs go away from the series. Couple of changes, but the same 45-minute races returning over the next 16 weeks and 8 rounds.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. I'm a little upset we got rid of the GTEs. I really like them. Gone over to the traditional GT3s. We have got AMs and Pros, of course. So there's GT3 AMs, GT3 Pros, LMP2s, and still GTPs. Not a big field of GTPs, mind you. LMP2s we've got 10 of, so that should be quite interesting to see. And the rest is GT3s. So there's about 50 cars I think they had registered. We've got 32 on the racetrack this evening. Should be a fun one. Watkins Glen, as you say, is going to be very, very interesting indeed. I think everybody's been here at some point throughout their life within iRacing, so I'm pretty sure they all should know it. But I'm really looking forward to this. I think the 45 minutes feature is going to bring something different to it as well. We obviously had that last season, but then obviously there was the endurance races involved as well. Haven't got that this season, just straight 45 minutes. The interesting thing is obviously fuel. They will be limited on fuel. They will have to make a pit stop. GTPs are going to have 80%, LMP2s are going to have 85%, and GT3s are going to have 70%. So they will have to pit stop at some point. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that one goes. But all in all, Ewan, I think it's going to be an interesting season.
Yeah, it certainly will be. Just to get the specifics on the fuel, by the way, 80% for GTP this season. The new LMP2 class gets 85% of their normal allocation, which might just about force them to make a pit stop. And the GT3s will get 70% of their normal allocation. Again, that might only just about force them to make a pit stop, and maybe not even at every racetrack, especially when we're going to see rain at Monza, which will definitely be a pit stop race, because there's a lot of straights there. And Magny-Cours as well is rumoured to have a little bit of rain, although from the looks of it, not the whole race under bad weather. So we'll see about that in the coming weeks. But anyway, that's all to come in the remainder of this season. Just 30 seconds to go in qualifying. So before we get this race properly underway, and we'll start with the grid, of course, at the start of this season. A quick thanks to the sponsors who make this series and indeed these broadcasts possible this season. Of course, GNR SimSports, who are the titles of the league, but also Pure Setup.gg, Valkyrie Racing Channel, Jack Ashton Racing and Coaching, Hyperspec, and Novisco Lease, all of which have their YouTubes and websites and so on down in the description of this broadcast here tonight for the opening round of our season. That is just about it for qualifying, and the drivers will now get themselves onto the grid ready for the 45-minute race. We've got 15 prototypes split across the GTPs and LMP2s, and we have 17 GT3s split across the Pro and the AMs, and they're all headed by Brandon Smith, who takes the first pole of the season. He's just over a tenth ahead of Ian Knox on the pole there, with Chad Henson, bit of a gap back to him in third place. Sam Hager and Stephen Laird, the last of the GTPs. Vegard Johansson has decided to go down to LMP2, and he's taken the first pole of the season there in front of Andy Pratt and Philip Gressing, who has moved up from the GTEs into LMP2. As has Gert-Jan Polman, who will start from 11th overall, as has Parker Enquist, who will start next in line. Javi Sierra will be 13th in front of Jeff Manning, another one who's moved up from GTE, and Alex Bell, the last of the prototypes in qualifying. Logan Magnus, I should say, has taken pole in GT3 Pro, a new driver for this season, as well as Aldo Seklan, who's alongside. Matt Stewart, also a new driver, starts from 18th place. That's a bit of a jump back, James.
Yeah, apologies.
Sorry. 19th Jay Becker. Curtis Mathewson rounds out the top 20. Brandon Masiewski is 21st in front of Randy Olivo, who we finally got the name right, by the way.
Good job.
Yeah, pleased about that. So Randy Olivo did, and indeed he's taken the GTE 3, I've got to get used to that, AM pole position. Reece Bartlett will be next in line for that class. Nick Green, a pro driver, interspersed with amongst them in 24th, with Chase Sawyer and Chris London. Then on row 13, Josh Taylor, another pro embedded within the AMS, down in 27th in front of Garrett Kinney. Then Justin Lanier's 29th in front of Tim Wybrow. Carlos Balinas and Rhett Noonan rounding out the field here tonight. 32 drivers overall, 17 GT3s, 15 prototypes, and we're ready to get underway for a new season. Got to say, thoroughly looking forward to this because of that huge grid that we've got, really at least 10 more than what we had in the final race of last season. And I know that the final round of one season is not really comparable to the first round of the next. Nevertheless, look at those names you've got on the left-hand side. It's a long, long list. It's 4 different classes as well. This is going to be a busy 45 minutes.
Yeah. I don't really know what you want me to say either on that one, because yes, it is going to be a very, very busy one, and it's going to be a little bit manic. So we're looking forward to seeing how this one goes, whether or not they're going to be able to get to the end without any dramas. Let's hope so as well. As Dave has just said in YouTube chat, there is teams. They've introduced teams as sort of a fun additional championship. Teams can be up to 2 drivers in the same class, so GT3 Pro and AMS can be teammates. So looking forward to seeing how that gets us on. The technical setup partner is Pure Setups GG this season. They've made setups specifically for our league for all of our cars. It's still fixed setups, but they're using the setups they provided. They include high, medium, downforce, and race and quali setups. So there we go. Looking forward to seeing how they get on. I've not heard any complaints about them so far, so they must be doing a good job.
Well, indeed, and drivers do like to complain, as we know.
Oh,
so,
they complain about everything.
So there we go. In terms of Watkins Glen, what they might also be complaining about, certainly these 5 GTPs, is the traffic, because those GTPs are severely outnumbered in the 32 car field. Only 5 of them. Normally you see a real big entry for the top class in any series, no matter really what class it is and what's the slower class. Normally people want to be in the fastest class, but I see a lot of people wanting to be in the GTs and the LMP2s especially, which have had the best take-up, by the way, with 10 in that class for the opening round this season. But that's going to make traffic so difficult. I know this track is synonymous with multi-class racing. As I say, it's Watkins Glen week, really. I've done a lot of leagues, I've got to say, over the past week or two that are around here, and that's because everyone's getting ready for the 6 hour in officials next week. But nevertheless, despite everybody knowing this track very well and the fact that it has a lot of multi-class experience, it is still narrow here, and those GTPs are going to find it very difficult, I suspect, to get through all this traffic.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not quite sure what's just happened to Rhett Noonan, but
might just be because they're running so slowly.
Maybe. Or did he have an incident? Oh, no, he just kind of stopped and... Oh, okay. That would be why he completely disconnected out of the session.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't a blink. Yeah, he's gone.
It's gone. Yeah, poor old Rhett Noonan has gone already. Collier Racing is in YouTube chat. It's going to be fun. LMP2s is fun. Yeah, I love the LMP2s. Probably one of the best cars on iRacing. Not going to lie on that one. And don't argue with me, because I'm correct and I'm always right.
That's the first one of the season as well.
Hey, it might be the only one. I'm taking it.
Well, yeah.
I'm taking it this time. Come on, you got to admit the LMP2s is fun.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I always find very difficult. We'll get into this in the race, but it's the fact that they have to make the passes on the GTs and also be passed by these faster prototypes, I think makes the LMP2s very difficult indeed. But there you go. I know a lot of people do like driving them. It seemed like a more controlled version of these GTPs, really, and a more fun drive as well, it seems to me, for a lot of guys. But we'll discuss more, I'm sure, about that in this race and indeed throughout the season as well, because Pekka de Hansen's a big name, by the way, to have on the pole there for LMP2. Speak about what he managed to do last season when he was in the top class, the GTPs. Here we go then. A new season of the GNR Sim Sports Proto-GT Sprint Series gets underway with Brandon Smith bringing us to the green, pole position in qualifying and a comfortable start as well. Side by side for second as Chad Henson tries to get past Ian Knox. That would be an advancement on where he qualified, and Henson has indeed got through in towards turn 1 there. Ian Knox shuffled back to third in front of Sam Hager, who's up from the GTE and from last season, by the way, and Stephen Laird, who's into 5th place as well. Here come the LMP2s with Vegard Johansson. The pole sitter forced to start on the outside because of the way the overall positions work. He's got a very good launch though, and he's gotten a good lead in towards turn 1 as well in the most numerous class of the day. 10 LMP2s starting this race tonight, and in GT3 they'll all be starting together, the 17 of them, so it will feel very busy coming down towards turn 1 for the final start of the lot. And Magnus already being put under pressure there by Stewart in towards turn number 1. That's not quite happened though, as far as the side-by-side is concerned, as the 17 GT3s roar up the hill for the first time.
Yeah, it's been a great start for some of them. Brandon Smith just got away completely at the beginning, done an absolute stellar job there as well. Vegard Johansson, Andy Pratt staying where they are in the LMP2s, and of course we've got this mass field of GT3s also moving their way up the straightaway now for the first time. I'm interested to see how the Mustang gets on with that chicane. Didn't look overly comfortable there for Logan Magnus, but he managed to get through without any drama. So good start from some of these guys all at the same time. Chad Henson, as you say, battling away with Ian Knox there, trying to get past him. Managed to move up and did get Knoxy before he got through the first lap. So interesting little pockets of battle started to develop already across the field. We do expect that as well. One of the closest fields at the moment is this one with the LMP2s, because we got Andy Pratt, Grussin, Dave Van Dam, Dan Turner and Gert-Jan Polman all very much in the mix.
Yep, all very, very close together right now in LMP2. Very wide there in the background. I think that might have been Gressing, maybe not, but maybe somebody even further back than that. But at the end of the opening lap, Vegard Johansson leads the field across the start-finish line. As I mentioned just as we were coming to the green there, Johansson was up there as far as the last season was concerned. Overall in the GTPs, ended up losing out to Kason Collier, who took the championship there, but he did win the first round of the season, Johansson, and many more besides that as well. So we'll see how he does in the first round this season. Ian Knox meantime has got a meatball flag. He's clearly had trouble, I think, through the bus stop chicane on the opening lap, and his chase of Chad Henson comes to a very abrupt end. Whoa. Oh, that's harsh. Whoa. And one of them, sorry, was, Nick Green, I think. Was, no, Chris London was one of them. He was running quite high up initially. This is what happened. Matthewson was as well. Oh, it's just, that's a big hit for Matthewson there. And the Mustang, which strokes back onto the road. And that McLaren there got absolutely clattered. That might have been Chris London, who was coming through there and got clattered. You see, he was arriving on the scene there very quickly. No, London must have got past. He dropped down as, did he? No. Oh, I mean, he could have slowed down, but but anyway, spins, and that's big damage. So 3 cars taken out in that crash, and look at the damage there to Curtis Matthewson. Well, briefly, yeah, I think it must have been netcode, because he's got one of them back again now, and yeah. And down towards the bus stop chicane for this battle. Matt Manning and Enquist, yeah, both of them in GTEs last season. There's the class split across the board here so far. It is already looking like the... Oh, trouble, that's contact there as Vegard Johansson tries to defend from Andy Pratt, and he slows down, so does Gressing, and here comes Dave Van Dam on the grass there, trying to make up positions. He's looking now round the outside, the reigning GTE Pro Champion, round the outside through the toe of the boot, and now he's going to be there for the heel as well. Let's see what he can do here for third place. Is Gressing actually going to let him in here? No, he's not. Dave Van Dam still round the outside. Nice pass round the outside if he can hold it here, and he does. That was nicely done from Dave Van Dam, and he's into a podium place now. But what was going on for Johansson there? It was contact with him and Andy Pratt that's really backing up this entire LMP2 field now.
come in behind him and stopped him going anywhere. So unfortunately, it looked like Pratt tapped Johansson. Johansson had a wiggle. Pratt slowed down for his wiggle, and unfortunately, all the others just backed up. As you can see there, Grussing and Dave Van Tam very close together again.
Yeah. Oh, and big contact! Whoa, Van Dam was close to going straight on into the wall there. That was a big save, and Dan Turner's going to take it. Oh, look at that flash of the light from Dave Van Dam. Not pleased there with Philip Gressing, who he feels sideswiped him there over the top of the hill at turn 3. And that's one of the big danger points on this racetrack. I know it's completely flat out in a prototype like these. However, if you go side by side through there, make contact or whatever, you're very likely to be in the wall. You're very likely to block the track over the top of the hill there as well. And Van Dam was not happy with that contact.
And how many times have we seen a whole series park it on the top of the S's because there's a big one in front of them? Loads. It has happened loads of times in different series that I've commentated on, that people just basically have a crash at the top of the hill after generally on lap 1, and then they all just end up spread across and they just park there. There's nowhere to go whatsoever. That could have been one of them situations, but they've managed to get away with it. As you say, big flash on the lights from Dave Van Dam. I'm sure he was just saying, hello, I'm here. That was the translation.
I'm not sure it was going to be that polite.
Well, yeah, listen, I don't want to start. We're not having controversy or conspiracy theories on the opening round here, Mr. O'Leary.
Well, you know, we can all read between the lines about what a flash of the lights means, especially in that context. And yeah, I suspect it wasn't friendly for Dave Van Dam, but he'll be hopefully cooling down. In the background, by the way, Ian Knox is getting past these guys for overall positions here. So we're seeing the first bit of lap traffic for these LMP2s. And actually, we are out front as well because the GT3 straggler Nick Green is about to be overtaken. He's already been into pit lane, so he's been overtaken by those LMP2s. And Brandon Smith is in GT3 traffic as well, including some of the AMs, like Chris London. And there's a couple of Porsches in the background there as well from the AMs. That's Carlos Palanas and Justin Lanier, I think, who are quite advanced actually in the GT3 AM field. So because of the class split here, and because of the fact that each class starts 20 seconds behind the last one, it means that the GTPs effectively start with a 40, 45, 50 second advantage over the back of the GT3 field. And very quickly they've caught them here and they're into traffic.
Yeah, they were a long way back right at the beginning, and that's the problem, unfortunately. Brandon Smith now making his way through. He's lapped half the field in GT3s already. That's Reece Bartlett in front of us there in the Mustang, which is going to be quite interesting because he's going to have to, well, he won't yield, but Brandon Smith, he's just going to sweep around the outside, job done. And now he's lapped everybody up to 21st place already. Closest field is still this one with the LMP2s, and Ian Knox is just getting himself on the back end. There's also a Mustang involved in that as well. That's Nick Green. So there's all mixed up now. You've got all three classes, LMP2, GT3s, and a hypercar trying to make his way through at the same time. So this could be interesting here on to what Knox is doing. Case of Collier in YouTube chat. Welcome to the JP Theory.
Yeah, well, indeed.
That was in regards to the conspiracy theory of what Dave Van Dam was saying.
It's a new show coming to a...
Hey, I'd love to do that. Do you want to do that with me? Should we do a JP Theory podcast or something?
None of us have got time for that.
Oh, thanks, mate. It ain't going to be that bad. Jesus Christ.
As in, like, to actually make it. I mean, that's one of the big problems. Here is Ian Knox making his way through. As you say, we've got three classes together for the first time this season, and it is because of delays for various drivers in these groups. But nevertheless, it is a moment in the season when the three classes get together for the first time, because we didn't see this last season. There were only two car classes in the second season of the Proto-GT Sprint Series, so it is a moment. Here's Dave Van Dam closing in again on Dan Turner here, who at the moment is separating him really from Philip Gressing, who's back to third again here. And Van Dam just applying the pressure, and he's going decently well in these LMP2s so far. It's a completely different ball game to the GT's last time. Oh, and Tim Wybrow going for a big spin through the penultimate corner.
Yeah, him and Joshy Taylor. I think there may have been contact. Taylor's on the right-hand side there. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be front to rear. And Wybrow takes a little bit of a spin there, and around he goes. I was just picking up because they were very, very close together, but now I can see why they were very close together. But he did manage to keep going, so that's always good. I was trying to pick up on some of the GT3 action at the moment. Randy Olivo has got Reece Bartlett in behind him 3.1, but Justin Lanier is bringing along a nice little train here of Balinas, Kinney and Sawyer So this could be an interesting one to see how these guys get on once more. Kason wants to join our podcast. He's put, can I join a YouTube chat? I think
I'm
we
not
should
being
do
a part of this.
You love it. Don't you even go there. I think we could do it, Ewan. I think if we had a concept that me and you could discuss rubbish for an hour, I think we could do it.
I'm not being a part of this.
You're some party pooper, everybody in YouTube chat, isn't he? You know what I mean?
No. Yeah. Anyway, as you say, there are plenty of battles going on in GT3 here. Randy Olivo has gotten a long way out front, but for third, it's pretty close. Garrett Kinney is possibly on his way past here. Carlos Balinas just breaks late on the outside there and does well to stay in fourth position. Then next in line is Chase Sawyer, who's down a few places on where he started as well in GT3 AM. So this is quite a group here in GT3 AM, but a long way off the leaders at the moment. And there's plenty of new names actually back here as well, with Carlos Balinas if not at any of the rounds last season, certainly not a very many. And Chase Sawyer as well, who wasn't at many if he was at any last season. So it is good to have some new names on the grid as well.
Absolutely. I think they've done well this season pulling everybody into this. I just want to jump up here a minute, because Dan Turner is under pressure from Dave Van Dam, but he's also closing in on Philip Grussing. And that front field has come very, very close together again in the LMP2s. So this is going to be a good one. I agree, Kason. Boo! Boo, Levy.
I'm not listening.
You
somehow
are,
that McLaren, by the way, is not needing to pit somehow.
We're talking about Chris London or Curtis Matheson?
Not Chris London. He's fine. Curtis Matheson, for some reason, somehow I should say, has been able to carry on despite the damage that he's got in that incident we saw with Nick Green earlier on. He's running around with no front bumper, and it looks strange, but clearly it's not that slow at the moment.
Oh, here he is! Here he is! Oh,
LMP2 traffic, and there's Dave Van Dam again. Trying to get past Dan Turner, and he wasn't able to do it. Instead, just able to go into the grass. He's be able to get some momentum back again as Turner was then caught up through the outer loop. This is traffic, and only the first bits of it really for LMP2, but really changing how these battles are happening up the front of the LMP2 field here.
The irony of that is it doesn't look too slow. Oh, yes, he is, as he's going through the bus stop. That was kind of ironic there as well.
Sorry, the GT3s are a lot slower anyway than the LMP2s, but yeah, the damage probably was, through the bus stop chicane, because it's such a high-speed set of corners. But yeah, the front bumper, they're probably not helping, and somehow, not really sure how, he's able to carry on. To be honest, with the 70% fuel limit, I'd suspect the GT3s can probably pit from, well, they definitely can pit from now and make it to the end of the race. So again, not surprised why he doesn't come in and do it that way.
Well, I'm going to be quite interested to see how these GT3s get on at the moment, as we've got Seklan and Logan Magnus having a nice little battle at the front of the GT3 Pros. I do wonder how they're going to get on, because that fuel is going to be very, very close to whether or not they're going to be able to get to the end of that race. And the same with the LMP2s. I'm quite surprised they've gone so high on the fuel limit. 80% GTPs, 85% LMP2s, and GT3s at 70. It's going to be touch or go, I think.
To be honest, I think the LMP2s, if they'd have left it at 100%, I think they'd be struggling to make it at most circuits. They can do about 45 minutes on a fuel tank for the most part. GTP can go a little bit longer, so therefore they've got a little bit less fuel. The GT3s, I do think that might well have a chance. I do wonder how much fuel saving it would require. Normally it is about an hour that you can do in GT3, and that makes the maths quite easy. So 70% of, well, apart from 70%, but 70% is somewhere between 40 and 45 minutes on a fuel tank. And that is the distance we have in this race, 45 minutes. So you've got to remember they do have to do a full formation lap, and that won't be insignificant. But I think definitely around some of these circuits this season, we'll see some GT3s at least attempting, if not succeeding, in actually making this a no-stop.
I've got to disagree with you on the pace lap, because it's your chance to save fuel. You just lift the coast all the way around.
But you would lose I know, and you would only lose half a lap of actual full speed fuel. You lose a lot less. However, if it was a short formation lap, you'd be using even less.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just think that this is going to be very, very close to the GT3. Any GT3 drivers, right? I'm going to put this out in YouTube chat, because me and you, let's be honest, we don't drive. if you think you can do 45 minutes on 70%, let me know, and whether or not you're going to be able to do it. If anybody's got a little maths calculator that they can do the fuel calculation, that'd be amazing for us. If you think you can get to the end. Balanas has had a drama.
Okay.
He's
got a black flag. Yeah. Down the field there.
He's entered the pit lane. He entered the pit lane, so I'm only going to presume that black flag's for speeding.
Yeah, yeah. Or an unsafe entry, to be fair, around here, which is quite easy to get. But,
well, let's have a look. Did he,
let's have a look. Oh, he's got damage.
He's got damage from somewhere.
So he has had trouble here, and he's had to try and come in, and he's got to be... Well, I'm not sure where he would have got the black flag from, actually, but he has definitely got damage.
Yeah, Give me a minute on that.
Okay. Just going to... Yeah, he's got damage in that shot a lap earlier. Wow.
Yeah.
This is unusual. Oh dear, that car's crabbing badly as well. That angle made it look horrific. And the Aston Martin indeed getting through in towards turn one. Must have been around sort of late on a lap here, like through here, because he continued on. Oh, Lanier dives to the inside the penultimate turn. Oh, Balanos makes slight contact with him. It's okay for the moment. Here comes Ian Knox down the inside. Balanas through the final turn is... Well, no, he's fine on that lap.
Fine.
So
I don't understand then.
I don't.
I'm a little bit lost, unless we try and do it this way, where we speed it up and he goes really fast around the corner, setting a hyper nos lap. See where he had that incident, because clearly he had it towards the end of the lap, didn't he? I must have thought. Or he's done something else here, because these aren't very... Between the first one I showed you and this one, they're not very far apart from each other at all. So he must have had something somewhere on this lap. It's not an ideal way of doing that, and I apologise if you sat at home going, why are they going so fast? But I'm just trying to find out where he's done. But he hit a wall, or he's hit something very, very hard, because he's crabbing like an absolute trooper.
If it's not this lap, then we might as well give up. But
I am giving up. If it ain't this lap, then I'm giving up. But I'm just saying, he's must have done it somewhere.
It's definitely towards the end of the lap. Is it here? The final corner? No. We could be here for a while.
I'm giving up. So there you go.
Okay. We could be here for a while. Anyway, that's Carlos Baz. He's actually back in the race, by the way, but he is down in 8th place. Noonan, the only one behind him. And unfortunately, by the way, Rettinen did try and return, but as he was coming out the pit lane, he got back in time to start from the pit lane normally, actually, so it wouldn't have been terrible, but then he disconnected almost as soon as he was joining the racetrack. So, that's day done for him, unfortunately, with 2 connection problems in a couple of moments. Kason Corey doesn't think the GT3s can make it, by the way. The equation that would be in my head is if 1 hour... Oh, as Dan Turner gets into the wall there. If 1 hour is 100% of fuel, then 45 minutes is 75%. And they've got 70 as Dave Van Dam down the inside of Dan Turner makes contact into the penultimate turn. And they're both off the road. Oh, my goodness. Dave Van Dam continues on. This time he's the one instigating the contact.
What? Was that frustration from Van Dam?
Yeah, definitely.
He's been sat behind Taylor for so long. I think after the little bit of, argy-bargy, I think that may have been a little bit of a frustration punt to pass, just saying.
I mean, he didn't lash out as if,
he drove
I'm
into
frustrated,
him on
so
purpose,
you go over there. But he didn't take as much care over the overtake as he otherwise might have done, I think, with with all the stuff that's gone on before. He is down to 5th still. Javi Sierra got the 2 places. He's the big beneficiary. This is a lap or so ago.
No, this is the one. This is the only one I've got of them 2 making passes on each. Oh, hold on. No, I've not got this one. I'm getting there.
This is
Give
the
over.
one.
It's late. Is it?
I mean,
I hit the curb.
He did hit the curb, yeah. I mean, I was going to say, he does make the apex there, which does lead you to think the driver on the outside's at fault, but he does hit that curb, and might be down to a racing incident, that one, to be honest. Or maybe Dave Van Dam's fault. I don't think Turner really was at fault.
There is a reporting an incident, isn't there? So they can go and do that. Joshy Taylor's trying to make his way back through the field. I do like Josh's livery. I think the green tyre and the green wheels look absolutely stunning. Look at that. Looks amazing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Although I'd say that's blue, but
no, they're green.
Aqua, light blue, green?
Turquoise, whatever.
Turquoise, yeah.
Turquoise, if you want to go with that. Do you need my glasses? Are you all right?
Well,
they're not blue.
Blind.
They're not blue.
It does look a little bit blue to me. Well, there you go. That's something to vote on in the chat. Is that blue or green?
my God.
Oh, oh dear, that was not the right line through the final corner there at all. He might have been put off by Brandon Smith, who he might have thought was diving down the inside there, but he wasn't in the end, and that was just the wrong line for Josh Taylor. He holds on in front of the Porsche there on that occasion. Is that
It's great.
Justin Lanier, who's just in behind, by the way? Is that Palinas?
No,
it is Lanier, yeah.
Lanier's tucked in behind him at the moment. They were fighting for position. That's obviously Pro and Am. Taylor's going to try and escape up the road at the moment as well. Closest battle on the field at the on the track at the moment. In the field is Secklin and Magnus. Kaysen says it's teal, apparently.
No, he's gone for none of our choices.
No, we only said green and blue, Kaysen. We didn't mention teal. But never mind, we'll go with that if that's what you think. I do agree on one thing, though, them wheels are red.
Yes, they're definitely red. Yes. Although Seklan it is who's leading in front of Magnus here, Logan Magnus. These two were reversed and qualifying. So Magnus, the pole sitter, and Aldo Seklan just behind, having overtaken. If that SDK flag's correct, then Peruvian Seklan, a flag you don't see very often, leading the GT3 Pro field.
I'm going to have to go with that and agree with that.
You wouldn't have got that, would you?
No, I wouldn't have got that, but I'm going to say that is probably correct.
Well, let's hope so. Sometimes the drivers do mess with their heads and just put something else in.
Yeah, we had it the other day, didn't we? As well, somebody was from...
I see it all the time.
Somebody from somewhere. Quite bizarre. But yeah, I'm going to go with Peru on that one as these two battling away, going into the bus stop. There is racing going on, by the way, as well. Pit stops on the screen. So Javi Sierra's in, Matty Stewart's on his way out. Joshy Taylor's been in, and Chase Sawyer is also in has been in at the same time. Kaysen says I was closest with me, Aqua or
So teal's closer to green than blue. Is that?
Yes, that's what we're saying.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm learning new things about colours tonight. That's that much is clear.
I don't see how you got that wrong, to be blatantly honest with you.
It just looks blue to me. But anyway.
And you're not colourblind, you said?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. We're seeing the same thing. We're just disagreeing about what it actually is. Seklan still he's coming under increasing pressure here from Magnus, to be honest. That Mustang beginning to really tower over the Ferrari, as it so often does to all the other GT3 manufacturers. Into the final couple of corners now, and Seklan is going to be looking in his mirrors here closely.
Inside. Oh,
look at that on the way to... If those two corners were a bit sharper, bigger braking zones, then he might have gone for that, Magnus. But as we saw with Dave Van Dam earlier, there's risky moves to be made there through the final couple of turns. Here comes Logan Magnus now. He looks to the inside, but he's just trying to get in Seklan's head in towards turn one there.
Yeah, not really looking at making a move, which is I'm quite surprised about. But then again, I suppose this is a great opportunity for Magnus to save as much fuel as he wants to, tucked in behind him. To be honest, you might as well have a go at it if you're going to follow somebody and just lift and coast all the way through. Sawyer has unfortunately got a black flag, but I'm guessing that's probably something to do with, yes, he's just gone into pit lane. Seklan's a little bit wiggly going in. Oh, that Mustang weren't too happy about that going in through the bus stop either.
He's only just behind Seklan there, actually nose to tail. Seklan only just had the space to do that. A little bit of a weave towards the bus stop there. Might have put off Magnus just for a moment. Now he's sort of holding the inside. Is that Vegard Hansen, I think, going round the outside? That was nicely done.
Yes.
Just cutting that fine as he went round the outside of the Mustang. That's the thing as a prototype driver. How much risk do you want to take? And he cut that very fine, did Hansen. But it worked, and he's got a nearly 2-second lead now, by the way, over Andy Pratt.
Yeah, absolutely. He's moved away from Pratt, 1.8 up the road at this moment in time. Magnus is still sat there with Seklan. I do wonder whether or not Magnus is fuel saving. It's hard because he hasn't really made a move on Seklan. He's been in the same place for the last 16 laps with 20 to go. Pratt on the inside. I do sit there and wonder sometimes when we have the old hypercar GT3 debate. I don't know if you remember that when it kicked off in iRacing, I don't know, a couple of years ago, where people were going, it's the hypercar fault, it's the GT3's fault, the hypercar fault, and it went on forever. It felt like it went on forever anyway. It probably didn't, but it, and nobody could agree whether or not it was a hypercar or whether or not it was the GT3 fault, to be blatantly honest. Personally, I think when it comes to overtaking, it's both of their fault if they crash, because one of them clearly ain't doing what the other one expected.
It is definitely a two-way thing. There's no doubt about that. In terms of the prototypes, got to make their moves and make it clear where and when and what they're doing. And the GT3s have got to respond to that in or whatever GT class it is, even the LMP2s. Got to respond to those communications sort of clearly as well. But anyway, we avoided accident that time round. The LMP2s coming through now, though, means that they'll probably only lap these two once in this race. We're over halfway already. Only 19 minutes remain. That's the thing about this series. I do think it's a bit of a shame sometimes. Just as we're getting into these races after 45 minutes, it's almost over. But I guess it is a sprint series. It is in the title.
It definitely is, yes. And let's be real. I don't really know what is an accomplished time limit for these kind of races. I do wonder sometimes whether or not 45 minutes is enough or an hour is enough. And Javier Sierra is having a go here with Dave Van Dam is having a go at Javier Sierra. They're running up now down into the bus stop. There goes Dan Van Dam. We'll pick up that conversation after. They're going to try too wide into... No, Sierra's like, no, I'm not actually wanting any part of this. He backs out well away there at the same time. So fair play, and then comes back at Van Dam into the right-hander without a loop at the moment. Ewan trying to get up. Is he going to look up the inside? No, but this was the result of pit stops. Oh, he is. Yes, they have all pitted to come out together.
Yeah, indeed. These LMP2s are now completing stops because the top two who hadn't been into this point, Janssen and Pratt, are now going to complete the field. Don't forget, Javier Sierra is only ahead of Dave Van Dam because of Van Dam's contact and incident with Turner earlier, which spun them both through the penultimate turn. And so Sierra's just giving that place back up after gaining that one earlier. Here is Sam Hager, new into the GTP class. Gets the braking wrong. Thankfully didn't hit the McLaren there, which was good at seeing what was coming there. But Hager with a moment towards turn 9 that he'll want to forget. He was chasing Henson, by the way. He was within 2 seconds of Henson before that incident, which has set him back by some way now.
Yeah, Andy Pratt and Viggo Johansson just been in pit lane at the same time. None of the GTPs, oh no, apart from Ian Knox, nobody else has been in. Sekland, the Brandon in second place, I can't pronounce it. Was it Majewski?
Masiewski, I think.
Masiewski, yeah, he's there as well. I'm going to go with that, and if it's wrong, blame him. He hasn't pitted either, and it looks like also Randy Olivo has not pitted at this moment in time. So yeah, a couple of people playing different pit stops here, but Dave Van Dam and Javier Sierra going side by side again.
Well, Sierra just getting through there for a moment, but Van Dam's going to want this place back straight away, outside into the first part of the bus stop.
No,
and Sierra didn't want him doing that. Van Dam very nearly lost control. He blows straight through the bus stop chicane. He joins right, oh dear, what's going to happen here? He rejoins right in front of Sierra, and now he's going to have a big slowdown to serve, but is he going to do it by interrupting Sierra as much as possible? Well, he's not going to exactly roll out the red carpet for him, and now he's going to go through Sierra. There's more flashing of the lights.
You can't flash him. You cannot flash him.
Well,
he can't flash him. He's in no position to flash him coming into that bus stop. I think that's absolutely bonkers. Sierra blocked him in behind the GTPs, then takes the inside line, and watch the run. You can't expect Sierra to give you room when he doesn't kind of have to. He gets this run here on Dave Van Dam. He takes off his nose, which he's entitled to do anyway, and then he kind of just pushes over. He's got a car with left. Is anything? Dave Van Dam had the option to lift and pull back on Javier Sierra, and then Van Dam goes and does that and gets himself a slowdown. No, you can't be on the lights here. I don't feel that was Sierra's fault.
I mean, I do understand Van Dam's frustrations there because he was slightly alongside. Now,
give over, Ewan. That's like saying he's got a nose hair alongside him. He hasn't got an outer edge of a toenail, has he? He wasn't alongside. Alongside is front to rear. Front tyre, rear tyre. I'll give you that. That's alongside. Not a nose hair like that. No, he's not entitled to room.
I think he is.
Well, you're wrong. I don't... no, let's say YouTube chat. Do you think he's entitled to space? I don't think he was.
And here comes the guys behind, by the way.
Look,
Enquist and Turner in towards bus stop. There's contact again here. Bus stop chicane, contact for LMP2s again. Enquist and Turner synchronised spinning into the wall here. Turner on the inside line. Enquist thought that he would back out of it, I suppose, but eventually had to give him the room. Turner on the curb into Enquist, and they both spin with remarkable symmetry into the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. Dan Turner hit the curb straight into Enquist there, unfortunately. Enquist gave him room as well. I expected him to come through, and unfortunately I've got to pin that on Dave Turner on that one. So
Dan.
there you go. Dan, what did I say?
Dave.
Oh, that's good.
We're too obsessed with Dave Van Dam.
Yeah, Dan Turner. I'm sorry, son. That one's on you. There you go. Chris London, Nick Green running side by side in the GT3. Oh, this ain't going to win. Goes around the outside of him, nicking that big old bus there. You can barely see the McLaren. And up the inside goes London. Just about gets it through. And, whoever misses. That was close.
That was close again. I know. Don't forget, these two made contact earlier on. Now, London won't really hold anything against Nick Green because, to be fair, he was out of control and spearing across the racetrack when Chris London hit him earlier. But nevertheless, they have been in contact already in this race. Matt Stewart up to third place in GT3 Pro, just in front of Brandon Masiewski here. Masiewski looking for a top three now, just actually qualifying outside the top five. So it's been a good run through the field. Putting pressure on that McLaren for the lead here. For third. And speaking for the lead, by the way, Aldo Seklen's stop, and that just running 2 laps longer on the lighter fuel has just given him 1.2, 1.3 seconds in front of Logan Magnus. Maybe a race-winning gap with only 13 minutes to go. It is going to be close still, but those couple of laps longer for Seklen have just given him a bit of a margin there.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got to look at the fact that we've got Chad Henson out in front. Chad is definitely not from Romania.
Well, this is what I mean about STK, yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely not from Romania. So Chad Henson there. Can we get that adjusted? Well, I might be able to do it, actually, if I have a look through. Everybody's getting a little bit more spread out, but Henson has not stopped. Laird has not stopped. So that's why they're up so far in the GT3 field at the moment. In the GTP field, sorry. But that will change when they have to go into pit lane.
Indeed, there's not many stoppers now that still have to happen here. But Henson is one of them who is leading there, and he's not Romanian, as you say. Down the inside for LMP2, one of those LMP2s on Brandon Masiewski there. And that was nicely done in towards the final corner. The 444 that was, and that's Dave Van Dam, who's now 6th place, just over 5 seconds behind Javi Sierra, who he made that contact with earlier. And I think, thankfully for both of them, those two are not going to be with each other again in this race. But Dave Van Dam's going to come out this race, it seems, quite angry with a lot of people.
Yeah, I expected DM in the morning for blaming Dave. I get him all the time. It's horrendous. That wasn't my fault, JP. Well, it's my opinion. So, and it was. On that one. See, JP Ferry says Collier in YouTube chat again. See, we're on to something here.
About these incidents.
Yeah. I should write a book.
Right, book. As you said, by the way, there is a race incident discussions channel, which I don't think existed for last season.
I don't remember it. But the problem with that is, I don't know if it's a discussion or you post a post about the incident that gets looked into, and then it becomes a discussion. Because it does say create post at the end of that in that channel. Yeah.
But, well, we'll see how it pans out. And anyway, we'll obviously report back any penalties that happen in the week. Oh, as Chase Sawyer goes off. Oh, and very nearly got lodged in the tyre walls there. Thankfully, doesn't seem to have done too much damage to the Corvette, remarkably. No front bodywork. He just seemed to go straight on it.
Yeah, this is coming before. He's gone on the grass already. And then just
missed it.
Yeah, I think he tries to let the hypercar through and then just gets it all wrong. Jeff Manning, Dan Turner. Turner's, of course, been in the wars. We'll see whether or not Manning can make it through cleanly.
I mean, Dan Turner should be quicker. And that's a big hit in the wall for Enquist in the background. Wow. That's the final turn, and Enquist is, of course, the one who made contact with Turner early on, or the other way around, depending on how you look at it. But Enquist in the wall on his own that time, hard through the final corner here at Watkins Glen. That is always a place where there's absolutely no room for error, as we know.
Yeah, Stephen Laird does have a nice little battle up in front of GTPs. He's got Noxie tucked in behind him, so this is going to be an interesting one. But yeah, I think at the end of the day for Enquist, he's come off the final corner, hit the curb, back end's come round, and he's managed to get it down the pit lane. So that was always fortunate on that one. That's like the 6th or 7th comment from Kaysen, his favourite number combo, 6, 7, and that one. So there we go.
Right.
Have you seen the memes?
I'm trying to ignore it.
You're trying to ignore it. My daughter comes up to me every day. Says, "Dad," I go, "What?" She goes, 6, 7.
Oh God.
She's funny, man. She's only 9, bless her. It's amusing.
Christ.
I'm sitting there laughing. But then again, I'm the worst dad because I do it back to them.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Jeez, you're encouraging it. For goodness sake.
Yeah, but it's a part of being a father.
Oh God.
Part of being a father. So there we go. The joys of having kids. It allows you to be a kid, you see. I've got asked the other day, yes, actually today, can I go and watch Toy Story 5? Apparently that's out in the cinema. That's my opportunity as a father to go and watch a cartoon.
I know what you mean. Yeah, fair enough.
It is good.
Here's Andy Pratt, by the way.
Oh, Jesus
monstering over
Christ.
the curves. The curves at Watkins Glen have been, through the bus stop, have been like that for a while now, but it doesn't get any easier to watch, especially in these prototypes. Really uncomfortable over there. But Andy Pratt has been really catching here recently. Vegard Johansson was leading by nearly 2 seconds at one time. Last time round, a 1.5 seconds gain by Pratt, and I'm not sure whether that was down to traffic or what, but Johansson is in trouble here. In the final 10 minutes, his lead is very much under threat.
Oh my God, 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds he lost to Pratt over the last 4 laps. 1.21, that's 2.2. 1.4 is 3.6. That's the 4 temps on 18. That's nearly 4 seconds. Jesus Christ, Vegard, you've either got to, I don't know, get a little bit more aggressive on the overtakes in traffic, or I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Maybe you're fuel saving and didn't put enough fuel in.
Well, yeah, does he have any damage here? That would be the concern at the moment for Vegard Johansson. Does he have some damage on that car, which is just holding him back? There's Andy Pratt into the wall as well through the final turn, so he's pushing hard now. 7.5 minutes to go. Chad Henson still hasn't stopped, by the way, so we can't properly calculate at the moment when this last lap is going to be, or indeed how many laps these guys have left. But Brandon Smith, who's surely about to take the race lead over again, is only halfway round of the lap right now. So these guys are not going to get lapped again in this race. They've already been lapped once, but they're not going to be lapped again. And so we'll just have to see how many laps that Brandon Smith has over the course of the next 5 minutes or so. But Pratt, I think in terms of laps, does have time on his side. That was the first time, though, as you say, in 4 laps where he didn't gain any time there. But maybe that is because he's just stuck behind him.
I do wonder, though. I've got the funny feeling that Pratt could have a go at Johansson. But then again, I don't know if Johansson's been managing this gap because he seems a little bit quicker. I am a little bit confused. Now, Chad Henson has got that Porsche GTP for over, what would be coming up to 40 minutes now, and has not gone in pit lane at that point, which I'm quite shocked about.
It's making me think that everybody else has just been splitting this race in half out of tactics, really, rather than actually requiring to stop at that time. I thought that it was a bit strange as well, but clearly Henson's showing that you can go a long way on the field here if you want to. But clearly these drivers have decided for the most part they want to do it, sort of split it in half.
You reckon he'll get to the end?
I mean, surely not. Even if he's trying to fuel save here, he's only got 5 seconds of a gap and he's got 6 minutes left, and he's still 5 laps left, I would say. So, yeah, I think this is going to be very difficult for Henson. He's just going a long way on fuel.
Oh, okay. Maybe. No, his last lap, though, was 3 seconds slower than Brandon's.
Well, that maybe is a sign of fuel saving, yeah.
Hold on. What are we doing? Jump in the cockpit and have a listen. And find what's up to. Yes, he's fuel safe.
Yeah.
Big fuel
big
safe.
lift.
Yeah,
but I mean, look at the gap he's got over Brandon Smith. It's not sustainable at all.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, this is ultra fuel save.
I wonder if he knows that he can.
That he can stop?
No, he should know he can stop. It's in the rules. But I'm just wondering if he's sitting there looking at his laps and thinking, right, I got 6 laps of fuel left. As he's opening it back out. Oh, it's gone back out again. I don't know if Smith's stuck in traffic, mind you, but yes, it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right, go Chad Henson. Have a go, son.
I mean, I don't think the test here for whether this works or not is whether he wins, as Stewart and Maciejewski go side by side here, and Maciejewski backs out of it in towards the bus stop chicane. Stewart holds on to that podium place, but as I say, the test for Henson is not whether he wins here, I don't think, because he was never beating Smith anyway, but if he finishes ahead of Ian Knox, sort of at all, but certainly with a convincing gap, I think that would probably show that it was faster to do the fuel saving. It would be quite remarkable if he were to go on and win from here. Henson's still got 4 laps to go, including the one that he's just started, and that perhaps is one more than he might have even been expecting here. So yeah, he'll still be on ultra fuel save here at this stage.
Yeah, but on the upside, Smith's still got traffic in front of him. That's Garrett Kinney, I believe, in one of the... There's only a few Aston Martins. I'm not out on the racetrack at the moment. Doesn't really cause a problem there for Smith. Smith's now 2.6. Henson should be on his way into the right-hander. He is. Fuel saving is absolute head off. Get to the end, but to be honest, he's got 16 seconds over Knoxy, and he's going to have at least 2 more, maybe 3 more laps, which I think he should be able to stay ahead of Knox. I don't think he'll stay ahead of Smith. You are right. I think the gap's too small, but I think he will be able to stay ahead of Ian Knox there with 16 seconds. Maybe if he can get... The problem is by him leading and not going as fast... I honestly thought... Oh, there you go.
He was 3 laps short in the end. 3 laps short. So, well, yeah, 3 laps short. So, yeah, Henson has to come in. I think this test for round 1 is perhaps not going to be repeated this season.
No, so close. So close. I thought he was almost going to do it. Maciejewski and Stewart going again into the bus stop. It seems like we've had deja vu here. I'm sure we picked up on them last time. It's just they were doing this. And at the moment, Brandon cannot get through on Maddie Stewart. So, yeah.
And in towards the Grand Prix circuit, the chute, turn 6. And, yeah, Maciejewski hasn't been able to make this pass happen. There's the 95 LMP2, Alex Bell.
Is that Bell?
Yep.
It looks like Enquist.
They might be teammates. They are teammates.
Yes. Right.
Dragon Tempo Racing, although they don't hold my favourite team name in the series. Do you want to know?
Go on.
Tingle Tangle Bob.
Andy Pratt and Philip Crossing. Yeah. It's quite an interesting one, isn't it? It is, to be honest with you. Not quite sure where they managed to pull that name from, but there we go.
No.
On that one. Right, this is going to be very, very interesting here because Smith is... Oh, he should get one more out of this, shouldn't he? Yeah, there's going to be one and one more, I believe.
Yeah.
Smith can bring that right down, mind you. Not going to lie, he can actually make
too late now. White flag's not waving, so yeah.
Oh, come on, like that ever matters in iRacing. Well, we've seen it on final laps when it's got down, so we think there's going to be one more, and it's a blinking checkered flag. So there we go.
Oh, who was that spinning there? There was tyre squeals, and
I don't know. Whoever it was.
No spin.
No.
That McLaren, that was an unbelievable. That was the battle for 3rd place. Stewart and Maciejewski must have made contact there, because Stewart wouldn't have lost it on his own through turn 2. There's no way. He went wide through turn 1. Maciejewski tries to get to the inside. Oh dear. They've come to blows, and Stewart saves it pretty remarkably. Maciejewski will say, well, I was alongside and you kept forcing me onto the grass, and Stewart will say, you're on the grass, why were you trying to get down the inside of me? And they'll argue into the night. However, Maciejewski is up to 3rd place.
Yeah, he is at the moment here. Javier Sierra has got Gert-Jan Polman. I thought that was Dave Van Dam, but Van Dam's about 10 seconds back at this moment in time. I thought that, we were in for another round. I don't know, whatever round we're on behind Sierra and Van Dam on that one. Got to keep an eye on the leader. We've got about 30 seconds. He's roughly in the same place we picked up on him last time with the last 30 seconds to go. He's got 24 seconds. He's slowing down. He's going to make this the last lap.
I'm not sure he's going to succeed, but let's see. He's slow. He's at the very least being nice to this traffic because he has such a big lead at the moment. He's going to allow this traffic to get on in front. And there is the white flag waving. So it will be 1 lap to go. He crosses the line with less than 5 seconds to go. It is purely because of Brandon Smith that this race has gone on for 1 lap longer. That is how fast he's been so far today. I mean, he's been absolutely dominant. I don't think there's been any stage where we thought he wasn't going to win here tonight. Maybe seed of doubt when Chad Henson was doing his thing, but realistically, Smith was comfortable over the whole of tonight.
Yeah, I'm gutted for Smith, for Henson. I honestly thought he was going to get there, but he's still sitting third. The Hager and Laird, who did go in pit lane, he's still sitting in front of them. Where is Vegard Johansson? They will get that next lap in as well. What about Orland Secklin?
Whoa, that wasn't a good run for Johansson at all, onto the front straight. And here comes Andy Pratt. He was stuck right behind that Mustang there. And he's got a chance now as Pratt. He's going to go to the inside. Last lap dive into turn 1. And Johansson's just going to turn underneath him here. He always can't get alongside. Pratt slams that door in his face, but Johansson goes round the outside anyway. He's not quite alongside, is he? Oh, there's contact over the top of the hill through turn 3, and they somehow save it. That's unbelievable. Pratt saves it. Johansson does as well. Here comes Philip Cressing in behind as well, by the way. That lead battle is not done in LMP2, but there'll be some drama potentially post-race between them as well. As Johansson will feel he was alongside enough potentially to get that space over Pratt, who's now struggling, it seems, with a little bit of damage. Meantime, Brandon Smith is coming through the final turns now to go on and win here in GTP tonight. He's dominated overall, and he wins the first round of the GNR SimSports Proto-GT Sprint Series this season. It's Brandon Smith who takes the first victory of the season, and he slides as well in celebration. In behind, it is Aldo Seclan who's taken the GT3 Pro victory in the background of that shot, by the way. 1.8 seconds in the end in front of Logan Magnus, who's in second place. In LMP2, it's not over because Pratt seems to have a bit of damage after that contact through turn 3. And the high-speed final 2 turns are not going to play into his hands. A bit of a slide out of turn 9. Here comes Johansson, who's also damaged in his own way. You can see the front right of that car. Not quite right. He's pushing as hard as possible into the final turn. It could be a run to the line. Pratt through the final turn does just about hang on. He wins in LMP2, just in behind Randy Olivo, who wins in GT3 and, by the way, as well. What a finish in LMP2 in the opening round of the season. And whether in anger or commiseration, I'm not sure. Johansson crashes into Pratt hard at the checkered flag there. These two may be on bad terms after this last lap drama in LMP2.
Yeah, there definitely was drama. It's interesting at the moment to see that they just absolutely careered into each other. I find that quite amusing, to be blatantly honest with you, that they've gone and done that. I do wonder...
This is the last lap. This is, yeah.
Do you reckon that was done just because Vegard was unhappy, or I don't know? What do you reckon?
I'm not sure. Are you going to rewind all the way to the incident from here?
Yeah, there you go. I just wanted to see... Not the incident. I just wanted to see this.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Because he literally...
I mean, look, it's impossible for us to tell without speaking to them, I would say. I got the sense from speaking to Vegard last season especially that he wasn't really that kind of guy. So, but, you know, I don't know. Maybe my character judgment is not very good. Anyway, let's have a look at the race results first of all before we do anything else. Brandon Smith, the winner tonight by 25 seconds over Chad Henson, who does beat Ian Knox in the end, despite not actually going through with his fuel-saving strategy. Sam Hager and Stephen Laird were the other GTPs in today. Andy Pratt does win in LMP2 with that last lap drama ahead of Vegard Johansson, and Philip Gressing, who was not far away in the end there either. Gert-Jan Polman and Javi Sierra were also in the top 5 and therefore in the top 10 overall. Dave Van Dam will frustrated from tonight, but he finishes 6th ahead of Dan Turner, who he did have contact with at one stage tonight. Alex Belt, Parker Enquist, Jeff Manning, the other LMP2s. Aldo Seclan wins in GT3 Pro by just a second or two ahead of Logan Magnus and Matt Stewart on the podium there. He got past Brandon Masiewski towards the end there in a similar sort of thing to what we saw for the lead in LMP2. Jay Becker, who had quite a quiet day, finishes rounding out the top 5 in GT3 Pro. Randy Oliver wins in AM ahead of Reece Bartley, who's second, and Garrett Kinney, who's third. Josh Taylor in between them. Chris Lund and Justin Lanier were the next in the top 5 for the AMs. Ahead of Curtis Matthewson, the next Pro. Tim Wybrow, Colin Spalanes and Nick Green round out the top 30. Chase Sawyer was the last of the finishers. Rhett Noonan never really got going tonight with those connection problems he had earlier on today. Let's have a chat, shall we, to Brandon Smith, first of all, if I can. Yes, I can still move people. The overall winner from tonight in the first round. Brandon, sorry to grab you from the big group. Thanks for joining us, and congratulations on winning round 1 of our season, our championship this season. Tell us how that race was for you. It looked pretty comfortable and for where we were. How was it in the car?
It was good. Just got the jump off the start and I don't think I ever really looked back. Just played it safe and went around. I was left Ian and Chad, or Ian and Chad to fight, so I really didn't have to do much. Just run my race and stay safe.
And that you did. Was there ever a seed of doubt when Chad Henson was going really long on fuel there that he was going to pull a shock to absolutely everybody, or were you always confident?
Once I saw that I was like, he was up by like 12 seconds when I came out of the pits, and then when he didn't pit like 2 laps later, I was getting a little worried. But then how fast I was getting on him, I knew he was saving really hard. But I knew I had like 3 or 4 laps to catch him, and I think I had it.
Yeah, I think so. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go?
Just the guys running the league. It's really nice to have it. It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for chatting to us, Brandon. Congratulations on the opening race win tonight.
Thanks.
Thanks very much. Brandon Smith, the overall winner, and indeed GTP winner here tonight. Let's have a chat to... Oh, no, I just missed... Oh, no, he's put himself in the waiting room. I didn't know we had that.
I put him in the waiting room.
I
I'm setting them up ready for you.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
That's
very
okay.
Nice. Andy Pratt, welcome in. Good to have you with us. Sorry to grab you from the big group. Congratulations on LMP2 victory tonight, though. I mean, going on to the last lap like that, were you expecting a victory to get past Vegard like that? I mean, just describe that last lap for us.
Not at all. I was just hoping to at least have a try at something. At least, battle it out with him a little bit rather than just sitting behind in the whole race.
What do you think the sort of...
That seems very... I've got in it, Andy, that seems very frosty with the last lap incident that you guys had as well. How do you see that one?
Oh, he tried to intend it. No, I'm kidding. I don't mind.
He tried to what?
I'm just happy that we survived. I have no idea how we did, though, to be honest. I'm thankfully lifted the second the contact happened, because if he didn't lift, we were both probably dead, or I was.
Okay, mate.
Yeah. No, James is just trying to stir up some drama.
I'm not. Would I?
No, I've already sent Vegard a stern message.
Yeah. What the flip with that?
Keep an eye out of your mirror next race, mate. No.
Yeah, I'm trying to stir something up, but it's not going to happen. In terms of the rest of the season, what you were expecting in terms of LMP2, it seemed really, really competitive tonight, not just with YouTube. Actually, Philip Gressing was right there at the end there as well, though it wasn't quite close enough on the last lap. Is that how you sort of see the rest of the season going in LMP2?
I'd like to think I've got the pace with Vegard, but he's going to keep me honest because he does a good job of fuel saving usually, so it makes it hard to win. You think you've got it, you think you got the pace, and then he just comes from behind with more fuel. So,
well, congratulations tonight, Andy. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go?
No, it's all good.
Thanks very much for joining us. By the way, your team name with Philip is my favourite of the of the series. So I just thought I'd leave that there. Thanks for chatting to us, Andy. Congratulations on the LMP2 win tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Andy Pratt, the LMP2 winner tonight. Let's go chat to the GT3 winners now as well, starting with Aldo Seklan, who wins in GT3 Pro. Aldo, welcome in. Good to have you with us. Can you hear us? Oh, we don't have a...
Hello.
Hello. Good to hear from you. Good evening, and congratulations on a victory in GT3 Pro tonight. The gap between yourself and Logan Magnus was very close before the pit stops, and then you just got that second or two coming out of the pit stops there. Just how was that race from your perspective and that battle between yourself and Logan?
Well, it was really tense from the beginning. I made a mistake at the start, so I had a terrible start, and then when I passed him, it was just because he made a mistake, and then I just tried to hold it just to do my laps, and then after pits, I did a good pit stop, and then I guess traffic also played a game, so that was it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you weren't here last season in the GNR series. Here with us on a Friday night. So just tell us a little bit about what you're expecting from this new season this time around, and indeed what your sort of iRacing experience is as well leading up to this point. I noticed that you've got more than 5,000 iRating, one of the highest in this field. Tell us a little bit about that and what you're expecting from this season.
Well, I found you guys on the, I guess it was on Facebook. This is my first season with you. I was trying, actually my iRating is kind of like tricky because I haven't raced in a while, so because of a knee problem. but I'm back a couple months ago, and I'm just trying to get on the wheel again. And I just want to see like how far I can get. I see now that there are very fast drivers in this GT3 class, so yeah, just enjoy every race.
Well, congratulations on the win tonight. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to or thanks to before we let you go?
Yes, my sponsor, my wife, she's always behind my back, so just her.
Good shout there, Aldo. You get to sleep in the bed tonight, mate, and not on the
Yeah, of
sofa.
course. Yes, sir.
Congratulations, Aldo, tonight. Great to hear from you, and thanks for chatting to us at the end as well.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much. That is Aldo Secklin, who joins us there. We've made Randy Oliver wait so long. Sorry, he's gone. He's gone back to the race chat. I'm gonna have to grab him from the big chat.
Hold on, I've got him now.
But yeah, no,
There we go. He's there.
It's all right. Randy, sorry to make you wait so long, but thanks for joining us. Congratulations on winning the GT3 AM class tonight, Randy. Can you? We've got you. Can we hear you? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Oh, excellent. Sorry, I thought you were muted there for a moment. Thought you weren't there. Congratulations on the GT3 AM victory. A pretty dominant victory, actually, in the end as well. Just tell us if or this is sort of a surprise to you, this result tonight, or not, or whether you were confident around Watkins, Glen, of your pace.
Well, I was confident, but on the quali, I think I was second or third, and I'm like, on my mind, I was like, second, third place is not that bad. But when the guys in front of me crashed, I was like, okay, maybe I can make it. And then, it was just trying to find the pace, not to overdrive the car. And at the end of the day, I thought the gas wasn't going to be enough. And my last laps were like 2 minutes from my pace.
In terms of this season, is this sort of what you're expecting from this season now in terms of competing for the GT3 AM Championship, maybe? Because it feels like such a different class from the GTE AM class that you were competing in last season.
Oh, definitely. I feel more confident. I'm not going to be perfect on every race, but I think if I can compete, I can, find a good rhythm and, some mistakes from the other guys. I think I can compete. I think last season I finished in second, I think. So this season I'm going for the first place.
We look forward to seeing you over the course of the season. Randy, thanks for chatting to us tonight. Congratulations on the GT3 AM victory.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. That is Randy Olivo, who is the GT3 AM winner here tonight. Well, that's just about it from us here tonight. A good way to start the season and some last lap drama to go with it as well. The most dramatic moment, certainly Andy Pratt versus Vega de Hansen for the LMP2 victory. That seems to be a class that is going to be very exciting to watch for the rest of this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to that one. But there were some great battles. There was a couple of people that you sit back and think, like Dan Turner, you might need to keep out of trouble. Dave Van Dam, maybe breathe a little bit. I'm not really sure. Chad Henson almost had it. I thought Chad went in pit lane and lost that second place to Ian Knox, and then he finished ahead of Knoxy. So I'm not quite sure if he did or didn't. I'm a bit confused by that, to be honest. So I'm not quite sure how Chad got there, whether or not Knoxy got a penalty, but I thought Knoxy overtook him.
It might have been ahead for a while, but yeah, in terms of the results, he's certainly ahead.
Because I even wrote down on my little race notes that Smith won, Knox second, Henson third, fuel saving.
Not sure. Not sure on that one. We'll have to get the race results obviously finalised in the week, and obviously we'll bring you the very early championship standings, or indeed just race results from the first round when we go live for the second round, which is from Monza in 2 weeks' time. So very much hope you can join us back for that. That's it from us tonight, though. Here on the JPB YouTube channel, we'll be back with every GNR Sim Sports Proto-GT Sprint Series round over the course of this season. So make sure you join us for that every 2 weeks here on a Friday night. As I say, the rain at Monza is in 2 weeks' time, so make sure you join us for that. I've been Ewan O'Leary alongside James Parfitt here tonight. Until we see you in Monza in 2 weeks' time, it's goodbye for now.